You're listening to Girl Talk.
Y Más, a podcast created to empower women through all stages of life.
I'm Marisa.
And I'm Canela.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to follow us
on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Girl Talk Y Más.
Let's chat. Hey guys, welcome to episode 5.
Yay, episode 5.
It's getting more fun as we go on.
We are definitely interviewing some really amazing females, and we have nothing but the rest of the year lined up for you guys. So we're really excited to show you what we have.
Yeah, we're so excited to show you the lineup for August is amazing. We have some amazing empowering women coming to you, so we're so excited.
So this week's feature is a pretty empowering female. Her name is Jessica Cabral Castro.
We love her. She's so amazing. She's the Unapologetic Mom. That's the name of her blog, her ID on Instagram and everything, which we'll have all her information for you to follow her. But her story is also an empowering one. I mean, she didn't stick to the, I'm going to have a 9-to-5 job and, I'm going to work for somebody my entire life. She had other goals and other passions that she, even in these past few years, she'll tell you, she lost a lot of support and a lot of friends that didn't follow her way that she wanted to live. They didn't support it. So it's just real empowering that she did that. And then, through it all, you'll see in her story that she also came over a very big trauma in her life. So we're just excited for Jessica to be a part of our show, and she's one of our favorite people, and we absolutely love her. So welcome, Jessica.
Welcome, Jessica.
Hello. Hey, girlie. I'm so excited we're finally talking.
I'm excited.
So I was just telling Elisa, you're one of the people when I first threw out the whole idea of the podcast, and I know I told you about it, but I threw it out there thinking of man, I want to talk to normal moms, normal women, normal people, normal everybody, whether you're a mom, not a mom, married, not married. I wanted to talk to different people, the realness of everybody's lives, how different they are. And and you were one of the first people that popped in my mind just because you have had such a life and gone through so much. But I told Elisa, she's such an amazing spirit and person. You instantly fall in love. I'm so glad you guys started doing your Facebook lives. And when you brought Troy on yesterday, I was dying. Elisa, she made her husband is doesn't have any social media, nothing. She made him get on Facebook Live, and he was beside himself. He went and got his sunglasses. It was so funny.
We are opposite. And I love that about him because I am Z back to C, and he's very A, B, C, D, E, F, G, He doesn't do social media. He doesn't do any of that. He's it's kind of a waste of time. And, I use social media for relationships, for social networking, things like that. And so he gets it, but he's no, I don't do any of that. And so yesterday, first time live, and he was, definitely what is that? He is, I feel so honored too, and just such a privilege. When you brought it up to me, I was oh my goodness, no.
No, you are so, oh my God, stop it. You are so much more than a mom. But one of my first questions to you was, I loved your group that you created that I'm a part of, the Unapologetic Moms. Yes. And I love, and it's probably the realest group that I've ever been. I mean, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and a lot of blogging groups, and it's not necessarily a blogging group that you have, it's a mom group. And everybody is so real. And I was telling Elisa, we talk about everything. We talk about, if you have a question about something personal and you want to put it out there, hey, what do you guys do when this happens? Or what do you think about this? Or how do personal, family, with your husband, with your, whatever it is you're going through with your kids, your kids are driving you crazy, and I loved it because Jessica put it out there to us, hey guys, I'm starting this group and I want people to be a part of it, that, and it's okay that we're the imperfect mom, we're the imperfect woman, we're not perfect. So tell me where that all came to you, why you wanted to start that.
Well, I mean, really, it started after I had my son. In 2010, I went through a few years where I kind of lost myself in motherhood. I lost myself in general. I had, I came into motherhood, and it's this new thing. And I was comfortable with who I was as a woman, but for some reason, when I became a mom, everything mattered. I, had an emergency C-section. I couldn't breastfeed my son, and everything that I was doing felt like society was telling me it was wrong.
Mhm.
And I just remember feeling so much guilt and so much shame along the way,
Yeah.
and it felt lonely. So the Unapologetic Mom was kind of born prior to the Unapologetic Moms group.
Mhm.
And that it was just me finding myself in motherhood and being like, you know what? If my kid is like screaming down the aisle and I'm getting looked at and it's like, it feels wrong, but it's not really wrong because no one's getting hurt. It's going through, he's going through an emotion.
Mhm.
We're just, walking down the aisle. I just started to find myself again in not caring what people thought, because what I was doing at the core, if there's anything that we can all relate to as moms, it's that we love our kids and
Yeah.
that we're doing our best.
Yes.
And that's really where I wanted to connect with people. And eventually the Unapologetic Moms, one day it just hit me. I was like, why don't I have a group where, because I'm in a lot of Facebook groups as well, but I
Mhm.
always felt like they're somewhat filtered.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not filtered. This is my life. This is what I'm going through. This is my hardships. But in that, there is beauty. I still have healthy kids, things like that. And I wanted moms to feel like they could have a safe place to just be unapologetic. Like,
Yeah. It's
this is
okay.
a raw, real life. And that's kind of how the group was born. And I was like, every aspect of your life, like we will connect always as moms, but I wanted it to be more than just moms. It's like not that it's just moms, because just moms there's so much more than that, but
Yeah.
that we could connect as women as well. I mean, that's kind of how it was born. It was just through my own loneliness and through my own experiences and shame and guilt from just my first couple years in motherhood.
Yeah. And how big is your group? It's pretty big.
Yeah, well, it has over 200 members, and
Yeah.
it's literally only been, you guys are gonna laugh, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yes. I mean, it grew
Wow, that's
super.
impressive.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
just,
and this is
and
just.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
got requests, yeah, coming in, and I just am like, I slowly go through everyone, and I friend request them, I send them messages, I personally connect with everyone, because I feel like that's a big part of what I love to do, is be able to connect with people on a personal, level, even if they
Yeah.
never post.
And that's
It's
what I
like,
love
hey,
about it too, because you don't, it's not like you're adding like 10, 20 people every day. You meet,
no,
you reach out to them and you tell them about your group and you tell them about yourself. So we're all on the same like page and we talk about dieting and
yes,
meals and kids and whatever.
everything,
Yeah,
yeah,
everything. And it's just
yeah,
I really love it. Like ever since I mean obviously like I kind of felt like that just being just knowing you and us having our little conversations between each other
yeah.
with that. But I was like, when she told me she was making a group, I'm like, yes, 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 this is like so perfect because you're the perfect person to have a group like this because you reach out and you're so good at it.
And I feel like each person has something so beautiful to offer. Like it's just like every person has something so beautiful to offer the world. So I'm like, when they come into the group, or when people in general, I'm like, you all have a beautiful story, and I'm like, you share it with the world. So thank you. It really means a lot to me to just hear that it does come off across that way as well, because I'm like,
Mhm.
I never know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ah.
I really appreciate one of the quotes you had. Well, there's more, but the one that really stuck out to me was creating art in many forms to make the best version of yourself. And it goes back to another quote that you had that said, being stubborn with your goals, but flexible with your methods. And I think that's being unapologetic, like 100%, because you have to adapt to new life situations, whether they're good or bad. And it's okay just because you don't have are not famous or are not on a platform to really speak out. There is a platform that you created for women and mothers to go there and express themselves when they feel they're not being heard at home. And I think that's really important,
Oh,
especially
I
for
love
a lot
it.
of mothers that with social media and trying to keep up with beauty standards and
Mhm.
and then at the same time trying to be the ideal mom. It's like
Yeah.
all that just it might not seem like it's good stress, but it can also definitely, and some can take it
Definitely.
harder than
Mhm.
others, especially with their childhoods. Everybody's got a different story, and we just think it's really beautiful and it's very empowering. And honestly, I was just breathless with your page. I just thought it was so beautiful how you're embracing everything that has happened, and I could already get a sense of your personality and what you bring to it, and it was really touching, and we appreciate you telling your story to us and to our podcast listeners.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, I feel honored, honestly. I'm every day I am so thankful for every person that I meet and that I come across, and moms I connect with, I feel like really deeply. I connect with people in general, but moms, I'm like, there's an experience there that happened.
And I also noticed that you love the color black.
Yes.
I just launched like a little mini collection on the side. So we're going to send you some Araña black clothing.
Yes.
Araña. Yes. I used to think it was like when I was going through a season where I was really unhealthy, I wore black all the time, and I used to think that was the only reason people would say, you probably just wear black all the time because you don't feel confident. And I'm like, excuse me? And then, over time, I'm like, no, actually, I love black. It's such a timeless, color. It goes with everything. I mean, yeah.
So what other stuff are you into? Because I know you have a website and there's a bunch of stuff under construction, but I would just wanted to get it from the source.
Yeah, well, like we were talking about it, and Elisa was excited. She was like, "Oh, does she sell?" And I was like, "She has Poshmark." And I know I asked you about that before, but what are you still doing that? And can you tell us what it actually is?
So basically, I mean, Poshmark, it makes it a lot easier. I used to sell on eBay, and eBay is just kind of, I love eBay, don't get me wrong, but it becomes more difficult to kind of the process placing clothing and things like that online, and the searchability, things like that. The process was different. I came across Poshmark, I feel like not that long ago, and it slowly transferred my closet from eBay over to Poshmark. And you basically you can start your own boutique. You can, it's like your closet. You can kind of sell new, used items, whatever it is, and I love thrifting or and selling, if that makes sense. So it's like having a little boutique online, and Poshmark is amazing because it just takes care of all of it. So basically, buyer pays the shipping, you just post your pictures, and it's like a boutique online, but it meets Instagram, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, it's literally, you just connect with people on there as well, and they're just, you see people's style, and it's just amazing. It's just another platform that I'm like, okay, I don't know how I've been been out for a few years. So I do that. I also love photography, and I just donate proceeds to basically just donate. My mom went through breast cancer, her battle through breast cancer last year. So she kind of inspired that, just the medical bills that come along with that. And so I kind of started photography and donating. That's all I do with it. That was kind of where that started. I'm like, eventually I hope to, get into it more. But for now, I just love to do it, and I love to give back. And so
it's a really beautiful cause to give back to.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it hit home for me because the process of watching her go through cancer, and the battle, and just the not being able to do anything, literally, while she was in pain and went through the battle itself.
A really hard time.
Yeah. And so she inspired that part of me where I was like, well,
going to do something.
What can I do? Yeah, what can I do? And so she, I'm like, every little bit, I swear, of what I love to do is inspired by something that has touched me in some way. And I'm like, all right, well, this is a part of my life where I give back,
Well, I love that you listen to those signs.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that you listen to those signs, because I really do think that you're meant to do all these different things. Like you wear so many hats, and when I saw your I'm just gonna say, when I saw your meal planning for your fridge of your meal planning, I was like I think I messaged her like, is that your fridge, or did you take a picture of something on Pinterest? Because it looked that freaking perfect. And I'm like, Jess, I was like, what is that? And so she's telling me, get this cheese and do this and put this, and so she literally set me up to do my meal planning. But you have been on a long road to weight loss, and
yes.
And you went, I know you were, like you said, you were at a place where you weren't confident in yourself, and you had, you were heavier, but you're still beautiful, still looked so pretty, and still beautiful. but you know, and I know you always put up that transition picture of
Yeah.
before and after, and if you're, you know, again, if you're looking at our YouTube, you'll see her before and after pictures and how amazing and how far you come. But tell us like that whole journey, because I know you tried a lot of different things, and not everything
Yeah.
worked for you, and now you're at a different stage where you're trying something else. So kind of tell us about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, really what it came down to was health. Like,
Mhm.
I was unhealthy. I mean, no matter what size, I think that everyone comes in many different sizes and shapes, and everyone is just they're beautiful. But for me, same thing with me. I didn't feel that I wasn't, like, attractive. It was more so internal. I knew
Yeah.
I wasn't healthy, and that's where it came from. For me, I felt really, I just knew I was unhealthy the way I was taking care of my body. I would go on crash diets. Which basically entailed, really low calories, or cutting out certain things for nothing that was sustainable.
Mhm.
I had tried, it wasn't everything, but it felt like I had tried everything. And really, what hit home for me was in August of 2014. I was going into the doctors often, packing my kids up, going into the office. I think it was like 4 times that month. And finally, I had gotten my blood results back. My doctor basically said I was pre-diabetic, and I had a choice to start taking care of myself, and or else I would be paying for it in the long run. I mean,
Mhm.
I either invest in myself right now, or I'm going to have no choice in the future. And
Exactly.
preventable things. And I sat there, my kids are in there, they're happy, and it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, here I do everything for them and to protect them and to take care of them, and I'm not even taking care of myself. And I didn't even know where
Wow.
to start.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
just, I mean, I've tried crash diets, I've done shakes, I've done everything you could think of, or I could at that point.
Mhm.
And I'm like, where do I go from here? I struggled with binge eating. That was another thing. I had, my anxiety, my PTSD, and it also impacted the way that, I just go about life. And I had a lot of unhealthy habits. And I came across a friend who I met in college, and she had done Beachbody at that time, and I had seen her results, and I'm like, well, what is this?
Mhm.
And I think that door was opened for me at that time because they provided all the tools I needed, basically, um, to learn how to have healthy habits. So exercising, eating healthy, and supplementing where I needed. If I have a lack of nutrition, they had like a shake that I could drink. And it wasn't until like recently I learned I had a sensitivity to mushrooms, which was in the shake. So, it kind of shook my world up again, and I had to kind of change things up. And
Mhm.
um, where I'm at now is just continuing. I mean, I've got thyroid, kind of managing that, looking,
Right. We
being
both have
monitored
that.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that makes, the whole weight gain, weight loss part of getting healthy kind of, yeah, difficult.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like, because it's like what I do for a month,
When that work
where
next
I
month.
would,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
so it's just kind of navigating that. But I am with a wonderful MLM company who offers tons of like vitamins, different types of supplements that I'm so thankful for. And my family as well that's a big thing for me is, can my family do it? Can my family have it? Can we all enjoy it and learn from it?
Mhm.
And so vitamins, eating healthy, and continuing to exercise now. But yeah, I lost about 75 pounds. I went down from like an XXL to a medium.
Yeah,
My
so
habits,
amazing.
yeah, I'm like, it's just my habits are completely different now. So
Mhm.
I feel stronger in the day to day choices.
And you're not
I
pre-diabetic
feel
anymore.
no,
Yay!
woohoo! And so my health overall is good. I mean, I'm just thankful.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause you're like I said, you're meal planning and what you're trying out right now, like with the shakes. But what is even cuter and adorable is that her husband's doing it with her.
Yes, I wanted to say that.
That is
You know,
so
the couples
awesome.
challenge.
Yes,
Let's give Troy his props, because
he
he is taking
he's
it along.
amazing.
Yeah, he is like along the road with her, and he's like, it's awesome that because
He,
you can see them going through it together, and they're weighing themselves
yes,
together, and they're eating together, and they're
yep,
snacking together, and he has your back 100%, and I think that's so awesome and so
He's
important.
amazing. He's come a long way. I mean, now he knew, like, recently I had been tested for sensitivities, and I'm slowly weaning things out until I can reintroduce them and kind of see if I get a reaction with any of them. And that's been really difficult for me because I love food. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and my mom, she makes the
Mama.
best, like, Mexican dishes. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, if I'm sad, she's making me pozole. If I'm, like, it's just everything. So it's in everything I eat.
We have comfort food in our heritage, Jessica. I mean, come on.
I know.
You're not gonna pass up mom's enchiladas.
No, exactly. And her authentic, I mean, the salsas, they're made no better.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I was like breaking down one day. I was like crying. I'm like, babe, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I love food. I don't know if it's going to happen. And he's like, I'll do it with you. And he's amazing. His first 3 days were really hard. He's like, I think I'm detoxing from sugar. And it's a real thing. You guys can Google that. Like, it's insane. I Googled it.
Did you?
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
Yeah, what's wrong with him?
Yeah. And he's lost like 15 pounds.
Wow,
it's
that's
insane.
good. Wow, that's so cool.
That's really good.
Exercise as well. So yeah, he's amazing. I'm really grateful for him.
I know I saw some Instagram posts with It Works wraps or something like that. I was just curious as to, what is it that you were doing with that?
Oh, so with the It Works, okay, so It Works is not just like the wraps, but I've been using some of their products. So basically we went into this, my hubby and I, and we're like, we're going to support someone who's with who loves their products, basically, and we're looking for health products. So, just kind of go about it that way. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to support someone. We're going to buy some products. I obviously fell in love because they don't just have like the wraps, and that's all I thought they had. And basically, as I'm losing weight, I'm using those to kind of tone, tighten, and firm. That's what they're for. Just have tons of different products. So I ended up becoming a distributor with them, and I love it. And I'm able to kind of give back that way with people and share ways to, I love sharing my journey, what I've done, and then kind of helping others do the same. And so whatever I'm incorporating in my life, I love to share with others. And that's something that I'm incorporating kind of in my not daily routine. I use them like once every week. But I eat, I take their vitamins. They've got the Chews. My hubby drinks their greens, which is like a detoxing drink, like 8 servings of like veggies and fruits.
And those is that the cleanse? Is that the cleanse that you guys were talking about, or no? Is that what you did yesterday?
Oh no, the cleanse, that one I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm doing the cleanse with Jess.
Yeah, track it and then let everybody know how you guys did.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah,
super excited.
That's what I love to do, is because all our bodies are different. Sometimes our bodies respond so different to things, and I'm like, girls, you try it out and you decide, and I'm trying it out. We're doing it together, and then we can decide together. Just share our results and experiences with it. And I'm like, I love I love it. I'm really excited. And it's just a natural cleanse. This is a 2-day cleanse. I've done tons of cleanses in the past that, I don't know if you guys have any experience with it, but I was in the bathroom a lot, and that's really uncomfortable. It was when I'm making unhealthy choices. So of course I took this to my doctor, and I made sure that it was cleared by her and that it wasn't going to cause anything where I'm like, feeling kind of just not right. And she's like, no, as long as you're not eating greasy food is basically the only thing. You just drink 4 ounces, 1 in the morning, 1 at night for 2 days. And yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I saw a post you put, and it said, create healthy habits, not restrictions. And I think that pretty much sums up everything with your weight loss journey. So I'm really excited for you girls. I cannot wait to share the results and see how you guys felt, and things that you would probably do different, or just to get some input for our listeners.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
So the other thing that I wanted to touch on was how amazing. Okay, I keep saying how amazing you are, but you really truly are amazing because
I appreciate it.
You come through so much, and every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I can't believe she came through so much. And so I just want to like kind of touch on, like you said, you had your PTSD, and I know you overcame lots of trauma. So I just want to touch on that because there's people going through trauma that don't know how to deal with it, that don't know how to get it out there, that don't know how to say this is happening and it's wrong, you know. So I kind of want to go through that part of your life with you a little bit, and just because I think seeing if someone sees like what you've gone through and then they see where you are today, it's like, oh my God, look at this beautiful woman, like she came through, she made it through, you know. And I know you're always making it through, like I know you're always healing, and you're always going to be healing, but I think
it'll be a lifelong thing.
But I just think you're overcoming your trauma that you've gone through in your life is more empowering than anything that I've heard in a long time, you know. So I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, the trauma I came through, I was raped, physically abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused for a good 5 years of my childhood. It started when I was 5. And I mean, it was every day that I could think of for that many years. And it was, it was something that I didn't feel like I really healed from in my teenage years, because I was continuing to go through abuse in my home environment. Even after that whole process, he went to, prison, or to jail. And then eventually, when I got pregnant, he made it out of jail, long story short. And this is where it really hit for me. I did emotional eating in high school. I was really introverted. It didn't really feel like it impacted me. It wasn't until I was pregnant and I had to face him in court, and he was his own lawyer, basically. So he was able to ask me questions, and here I am, 8.5 months pregnant, in a courtroom, facing the man who had, raped me for so many years, answering questions that he was denying, and he was his own lawyer. And
that's horrible.
That triggered my anxiety and my PTSD. I mean, I experienced anxiety in high school, things like that, but I never, life just keeps going. And so in high school, it was like trying to maintain like grades and be this quote unquote normal person, and not really, I could not connect with anyone because I didn't know anyone who had experienced what I had. And so it was really lonely, but it was like, all right, and it wasn't until I was pregnant and had to face him again that a month later, I basically have my son, and I go right into mom mode. But I'm dealing with all the pain that it brought up all that pain, having kids and seeing my baby and just being like, wow, how could anyone do anything to a child, but it really brought anxiety, like, how am I going to protect my kids? And I was, and along with that, guilt and shame of like, you're not doing it right. So here I am like, oh my gosh, I don't want my son to ever experience, what I've gone through. And the emotional eating continued. It's just not taking care of myself. I never really, and it wasn't until recently, probably like a year and a half ago, I started therapy. And therapy has been life-changing for me, because I didn't know how to cope. I knew how to cope by eating. I knew how to cope by, like, I thought putting everyone first and just I just didn't feel normal. I felt like it got to a point where my anxiety, I was worried about everything. I would have triggers where I would just break down and cry, and I'm like, I can't, like, life felt overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why. And I got to a point where I was like, I can't do this. I need help. And going to therapy has been along with like changing eating habits and like exercising, I feel like little things have come along the way that I've changed that have helped through the process. And I am just now getting to the grieving process in therapy with my childhood. But it's been like, I mean, that's kind of been the sum it up part.
Yeah. No, we appreciate you sharing your experience. I know it's not easy, but we appreciate your story, because not everybody has, the ideal childhood, like going back to what we were talking about at the beginning of our conversation, and that's okay. And you can live life and need help, and yes, ask for it when you need it. But most of all, like you said, just keep going, because now it's not even about me, it's about my children, and I need to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that if I need to be good so that they don't experience anything.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I'm like, there's just, I don't know what it was, but having my kids was that thing for me. You
Yeah.
know, that pivotal moment in my life where I was like, I have a choice. You know, I have a choice to continue to not take care of myself, allow just kind of like life to happen,
Mm-hmm.
or and have it impact my life in negative ways, where it was like I was just so protective, so like it was a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, you
Or
could have taken that. You could have taken so many roads, Jess. And so
yeah,
for you to, take care of yourself, take care of your kids,
yeah,
and even to get to this point and just so recently start your therapy. It's a trauma that's never just gonna go away. It's
no,
something that's a part of you, and
no,
and you've been able
yeah,
to get through all that. And so it's just kudos to
yeah,
you, and I'm so happy that you've been able to keep your healing process going, as because you're
going,
always going to be healing,
yeah,
and that's just
that's
so important to remember, because sometimes people
to
think like,
remember. Yeah,
yeah, and I
it's
guess,
lifelong.
yeah, it's always there. So
That's,
for
I
you to
love
be
that.
doing that, yeah, I'm really proud of you, and I think that's why you're so amazing, and why so many people
And you're
connect with
really
you.
brave.
Yeah, very brave,
Oh
very
my
brave.
gosh,
For sharing your
I
story. And we appreciate you, and in your time that you took out of your busy schedule to come talk to Girl Talking Mass. So,
Yeah, we
and you're always
appreciate
oh my
that.
welcome to
gosh,
our
thank
show.
you guys. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time as well. And yeah, I just want to say that that was something important that you were saying, that it's lifelong. I just want to touch there because I feel like that's something that's super important.
Yeah.
That when you do go through a trauma, I know I've experienced people telling me, well, why don't you just get over it in times of my life? You know, why don't you just grow, just get over it?
Yeah.
And something that I've learned over the years, and I felt bad because I wasn't getting over it. But if there's anything that I can say, it is a lifelong, lifelong. It'll be a part of me forever. Yeah,
Mhm.
the trauma, but it won't be as painful. And there will be seasons of life where it'll be a little worse because I'm triggered in some way. And there'll be seasons where it's like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that that's so important. I'm so glad you said that, because I think often I know that I've felt that people think you should just get over it. And it's like, no, you don't ever get over it. That pain will be there. And
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be worse than others, but we'll get through it, you know?
Yes, we
Yes,
will. We will.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much,
Oh,
Jess. Probably expect more unapologetic moms joining your group.
Yes,
join
I'm
her
so
group.
excited.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for
That's,
being so,
and
thank you.
we will keep you updated on our cleanse, and feel free to call in and drop in or be a part of our podcast at any time. Thank you so much, Jess. We really
You.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you for being on. We appreciate it. And enjoy your day. And we'll hear from you
Thank
soon. I'm
you.
sure of it.
So after talking to Jessica, I just had respect for her. It's not easy sharing an experience like that, especially, with a bunch of people that you don't even know. And we sincerely appreciate her opening up to us. And her IG definitely reflects, her healthy, balanced lifestyle. She shares happy moments with her children, silly moments, and
Mhm.
she shares her diet regimens and what she does to keep fit, and I think it was just really awesome talking to her.
Yeah, her group is really amazing, and I love how she shares herself in that group. And she'll tell you her story, her trauma, her weight loss journey, everything that she's gone through, everything that she's always going through with her kids. She shares everything, and that's what's so great about her, is that she's open and honest, and it's kind of different from what you usually see. So we also want to wish Jessica happy birthday, because she just
Happy
celebrated
birthday,
her 30.
Jessica.
She's the big 30, and happy birthday to her.
Welcome to the
I
club.
know. Oh, I'm in a different club. Let me not say that. Pero it's okay. But yeah, it's okay. And so we love Jess, and we wish her all the best. And we're so happy that she's a part of our Girl Talking Mas Empowering Amigas group. And
Sisterhood, yes,
yeah, we
group.
got our sisterhood going, and she's pretty amazing.
Okay, so I encourage everybody to please go follow my friend's wife's GoFundMe page, and I would really appreciate if you helped one of my alma mater softball sisters in her time of need right now.
Yeah.
And we just recently went to a barbecue fundraiser. I can't even tell you how well organized it was, and how impressed I was by everybody's compassion and
Mhm.
enthusiasm to, to raise money and to beat cancer. And I will also be sharing her GoFundMe page, so you guys can please help them out, and they would really appreciate it. I have nothing but love for them, so I hope you guys go and help my friends out.
Yes, definitely. We'll have all their information up on our YouTube, and we'll also be sharing it on our Facebook and our Instagram. Please help them out. Breast cancer is an ugly beast, and you just never know when somebody you love is going to go through it. So, help whenever you can. Pray for them, and just let's just hope that everything can be okay. So,
Yes.
so
Yes,
we
thank
wish,
you, Marisa. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
we wish them the best. Yes, definitely. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yes,
It's really,
super excited.
yeah, it's because it's like I know we say that all the time, but
But
it's
we really
but
are,
we really are.
genuinely.
Yeah, we're genuinely happy and excited to like every time we get together on the phone, every time we come together, we're excited to have Nadia as part of our Girl Talking Mas family. She'll be on regularly, so please again send in your questions and or any information or advice that you want in regards to dating and relationships. She is going to be our guru, and she knows what she's talking about because she's experienced a
She's
lot.
in the game right
She
now.
knows. She knows.
You're talking to a person that is actually experiencing all of these questions and concerns that you have as well, except she's sharing them with you. So
Yeah.
don't be embarrassed. Send her your
Yeah, you
inquiries.
guys can you
And
guys can DM us and or tweet us however you want to. Send us a Facebook message. We won't share your information. We can just answer your question. So everything will be private. So no worries there.
yes,
But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
see you next time.